Good evening, everyone. As we all know, today is 22nd April, which is known as World's Earth Day. So, this is a very good day to start a topic which is related to climate change. See, climate change is and will always be one of the most important topic for our exams. And recently, there has been a great buzz around climate change. Why? Because of a recent landmark judgment of Supreme Court regarding climate change. So, in the light of the recent landmark judgment of Supreme Court related to climate change, we are going to discuss this current topic of climate change. So, what is that judgment? I tell you verbally first. The judgment says a brief background is that there has been a case of MC Mehta. You will see there's a case of MC Mehta in 2000. In this case, it has been told that under Article 21, right to healthy environment is also a part of right to life. This has been stated in MC Mehta case. But in the recent judgment, Supreme Court has told, okay, right to clean environment is a part of fundamental right under Article 21, but right against adverse effect of climate change is also a part of fundamental right under Article 14 and Article 21. This has stated, okay, you have fundamental right of clean environment. This has been stated by Supreme Court earlier. But this time Supreme Court has specifically told, okay, if anything bad happens to you or your family because of the adverse impact of climate change, that is also your fundamental right. It means it will be the inbound duty of the government to provide you compensation. So why this case has been come before Supreme Court? This case was not originally about fundamental right and climate change. This case was, I tell you a brief thing. There's a big bird which is called Great Indian Bustard. Great Indian Bustard. It is one of the heaviest bird. It is like an ostrich. It's called ostrich of India. This is mainly found in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Karnataka, these kind of regions. So what was happening? As you know, these are the drier regions. So many solar panel cells and windmill, which is used to generate renewable energy, has been stored in this area. But due to the cable of these windmills and solar PV cells, these birds were getting killed. So a petition was filed in Supreme Court in which it was stated all those wires should be made underground. This was the case. So what are the important things in this topic? We are going to see this topic from the perspective of our exam. We will see this topic from two perspectives. First, for the GS perspective, what are the questions can be asked in prelims, and we will also see this paper from the perspective of essays. Okay. So see, Great Indian Bustard is mainly found in Gujarat and Rajasthan. Briefly, I go through some of the important acts of climate change that India has been made. First is Wildlife Protection Act 1978. This was the first act. Second is Water Act 1974. Third is Air Act 1981. Fourth is Environment Protection Act 1986. Fifth is NGT Act, which establishes National Green Tribunal, NGT Act. And in 2015 Paris Summit, as you know, COP21 has been held, and in this summit it has been told that climate change is a part of human right, basic human right. MC Mehta case, I have told you the thing on it. Let's go through what is Great Indian Bustard. This is called GIB. It is mainly found in dry grassland on Indian subcontinent like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka. These are the regions where you will find Great Indian Bustard. It is also a state bird of Rajasthan. Its status is, it is called critically endangered. Okay, this endangered species. It is an endangered species and the status of this species is called critically endangered. It is under Appendix 1 of CITES. CITES is a treaty which regulates international trade. Convention of International Trade of Endangered Species. It is also appendix 1 of CMS. CMS means Convention of Migratory Species. These species migrate from here to there. To regulate those, it is mainly for birds, migratory birds. So in this convention also it has been put in appendix 1. And it is also comes under schedule 1 of WP, means Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. This is the status of Great Indian Bustard. Now we will understand what is the significance of this judgment from our essay perspective and also from the perspective of general studies. It is an expensive view of fundamental right under Article 14 and under Article 21. You can see the domain of Article 21 and domain of Article 14 has been widened, and climate change has been made the part of Article 14. What is Article 14? Article 14 is right to equality. What is Article 21? Article 21 is the right to live with dignity. No one can imagine earlier that climate change can be part of Article 14, right to equality, but it has been made part of right to equality. What happens? Why this has been put under Article 14? Let's understand this. Let's say there comes a flood. Who will be impacted more? The people who are more vulnerable, like poor people. Their houses are made of hut. It will be destroyed. But high-rise building, the rich people, floods will not impact them as much it will impact the poor people. It will impact more on tribals. It will impact more to old age people. These are the vulnerable communities of our societies. So when climate change impact of adverse effect comes, more impact is on this lower middle class, poor people, and rich people are saved. That is why to bring equality in the society, it has been made part of Article 14. Now, we have seen it is part of fundamental right, Article 14 and 20. This question can come directly in the exam. But climate change is also part of our question somewhere else, where in DPSP, Directive Principle of State Policies. It is also part of DPSP. Under Article 48A, it has been told it is the duty of the government to provide clean environment to the citizen. It is also part of FD, means Fundamental Duty, Article 51A G. It is the duty of the citizen to preserve the environment. So it is part of fundamental right first, it is a part of directive principle second, and it is also a part of fundamental duties. As you have seen, human right, it is a part of human right, and it is also a part of right to health. So when there are so many rights has been given under fundamental rights, so this judgment is part of right-based framework. It means it has become the right of the citizen to get clean environment and right of the citizen to get protection from the adverse impact of the climate. Okay. If we see the worldwide, also this kind of things has been happening. Worldwide, what is happening? Climate justice is the most talked topic in entire globe. These kind of cases are running in so many different courts and tribunals in the world also. Like recently in the Switzerland court, human rights, climate change and an adverse effect of climate change has been made a part of human right also in Switzerland. But you will be surprised to know that in the developing countries, India is a leader when it comes to fight against climate change. So this is the leadership quality of India. So whenever the leadership comes, you can give this kind of example of India, that India is really doing very well when it comes to climate change. Similarly, there is a Delhi Declaration related to climate change, but this Delhi Declaration you can use in any kind of answers, essays, where it comes how to govern more effectively. So there are 4 pillars. This is called 4P of Delhi Declaration. What are the 4P? Political leadership, public financing, partnership, and people participation. These are the 4P. Whenever you are not getting how to write conclusion, how to give way forward of any topic, this is the 4P, right? 4P of Delhi Declaration. Similarly, today Prime Minister Modi has also emphasized mission life. This was in mission life. The basic thing is we have to live in the environmentally sustainable manner. Like if I'm not using this room, I have to switch off the AC, I have to switch off the light, I have to switch off the fan. These are the basic thing a citizen should comply. This is called mission life. Our lifestyle should be environmentally sustainable. Fine. Also in India, fight against climate change has been made a Jan Andolan. This is a very good term, Jan Andolan. This is called Pro Planet People. 3P. P3 you can write P3. Pro Planet People, Jan Andolan. How? People are making Jal, Vayu, Jamin. Jal means water, Vayu means air, and Jamin means land. People are coming, people are giving their participation in all the three aspects to make India a Atmanirbhar Bharat. So through climate change, we can achieve the target of Atmanirbhar Bharat with the help of public participation. This is the thing. This judgment will also help in ensuring accountability. Accountability of what? Corporates. Greenwashing is a term. I mean, many times what corporates do, they pollute the environment. Let's say the value of pollution, I mean, when they pollute the environment, if the value of the disaster is measured in terms of money, it is $100 billion. But they will say, okay, I am giving $1 billion as a charity to protect the forest. But the net cost of the environment is $99 billion. So you cannot escape. If you are polluting worth $100 billion, you have to put $100 billion money in the economy to make and to protect the environment. And also it ensures accountability to the government, what government is doing to save citizens from the adverse impact of climate change. So accountability is there. Last two things is there. From this judgment, we have come to understand the socio-economic development and environment protection. Both are not adverse to each other. Both has to go hand in hand. This is called sustainable development. And Sustainable Development Goal 3 talks about, Sustainable Development Goal 13 talks about this. Okay, environment protection is important, economic development is important, and social development is important. But all three has to be in synergy with each other. And the last thing is that this judgment, I told you this, the case was regarding Great Indian Bustard. But what happened? A wider view has been taken by Supreme Court. So it shows that India is very vulnerable when it comes to the climate change. There is an index called CEPI. In that index, India is the 5th most vulnerable country in the world when it comes to climate disaster. So India is very prone to climate disaster. So this issue highlights that India is vulnerable. So it is the very high time for us to take important steps for that. Okay. So I've told you basically in this case about Great Indian Bustard from the prelims point of view, from the objective questions for the MCQs, Great Indian Bustard, which are the climate changes enshrined in the which part of the Constitution, fundamental right, DPSP, fundamental duties, which article of fundamental right, article 14, article 21. And then I have also told some of the important acts of the environment protection in India, basic information about Great Indian Bustard, and how to use this case, how to use this information into the general studies, essays, writing answers and all. Okay. Now let's see which kind of MCQs can be made from this topic. The question is which statements are correct. We have to find the correct statements. First is Great Indian Bustard is an endangered species. So we have seen the status of Great Indian Bustard is critically endangered. But let me tell you one thing. If this statement comes that whether Great Indian is an endangered species, this is correct statement. How? It is an endangered species, but within endangered species is called critically endangered. If you will read the status of different species in the IUCN, there is a body called IUCN which rates that whether it is critically endangered, whether it is vulnerable. So these rankings are given only to the endangered species. Endangered species is a big family. This is called endangered. And within this endangered family, there comes critically endangered, there comes vulnerable species, this kind of thing. So this statement is correct. The second is Great Indian Bustard is only found in Gujarat. No, it is not only found in Gujarat, it is also found in Rajasthan, it is found in Maharashtra, it is found, this statement is wrong. The third is solar panel poses no problem to the existence of Great Indian Bustard. We can sense, okay, if there are solar panels, what problems can they possess to a bird? But the wire line which transmits the electricity produced from solar panel, that wire is endangering the existence of Great Indian Bustard. This statement is also correct, also wrong. So only one is correct. So the answer is 1. Okay. The second is rights related to climate change and clean environment are related to which part? Article 14 of the Constitution, yes. We have seen Article 21 of the Constitution, yes. DPSP, yes. Article 48A. Human rights, yes. Right to health. Right to health is also part of Article 20. So all the options are correct. So answer is yes. So I would suggest all of you read the topics from the perspective of MCQs, essays and GS. It will enhance your perspective, and you can not only be able to solve the MCQs, but you can write a good answers quoting all this kind of newer developments. Okay, thank you very much.